Once upon a time, in an enchanted forest far, far away, there was a beautiful damsel named Briar Rose, and there was the brave Prince Charming who was about to marry her. And all the people were happy, except there were 3 witches who lived on the other side of the forest, and they were tired of being ruled by the kingdom. The king would soon give his son the throne. Could the witches use the wedding to usurp the throne? What would they need? The goblins, the fairies, the moon, the bride, and, of course, the poison apple.
Hi, I'm Timothy Klugh. I am the writer and composer of Magick and Poison the musical.
Magick and Poison is a completely original musical. Its story borrows from several classic fairy tales and nursery rhymes, blending the best parts of those beloved works into a new fable for our generation. Some of these references are obvious and others are obscure. The magic of this particular musical is the way the storyline is layered in such a way that you can always find something new each time you see it. After all, isn't that what makes fables so mystical? We hear and read these tales from long ago throughout our lives, and each time the story speaks to us in a different way, as our perspective changes from a child to an adult. Whether they are sinister or inspiring, comical or sad, fairy tales and nursery rhymes are intertwined with our lives. Magick and Poison takes us back to that time of awe and wonder, and reminds us there are still things you can't explain. They must simply be believed.
What's interesting about portraying Prince Charming is not just showing off his strengths, but his weaknesses. Everyone knows Prince Charming as being courageous, brave, and strong, but he's got a lot of growing up to do before he's going to be king. He makes some mistakes. Despite his faults, he feels a huge sense of responsibility towards the kingdom. He wants to protect his friends and his family, and instead of shrinking from that responsibility, he embraces it and really revels in it. And that's something that I think is really admirable about his character.
Stir is the youngest of the 3 witches, so she's still learning about magic. Being evil doesn't necessarily come easy to her. I loved playing Stir because she's constantly in conflict. She's neither all good or all bad, but instead she's kind of like we are in real life. She's always learning and growing and doing the best she can to take the right path and make the right choices. But she does get into a lot of trouble and make a lot of mistakes, which is probably why I identify with her so well.
Cinder becomes the lady's maid to Briar Rose when Prince Charming brings her back to the castle to marry her. Cinder becomes fast friends with Briar Rose, so much that Briar Rose is able to tell Cinder everything. And what I loved about playing Cinder was that she was so comfortable with herself and so open with Briar that she talks about everything, even wanting to find true love, perhaps maybe the stable boy.
So what do we need from you? Well, we need you to spread the word about the show, and also to give us as much support as you can. If you can make it to the show, please come and see it. If not, hopefully we will be able to expand out someday and be in your neighborhood too. We also would like your financial support to help this show be all that it can be, because we see great potential in it, and we want to see it grow to be all that it can. Until then, have a happily ever after.